Alright, hey guys, so I'm gonna try this out. As you guys can see, I am still on 6.9.11. Okay, hopefully you can see that. If not, let me see. I hate moving my camera. There you go. As you know, 6.11, 6.11 is the one that supposedly fixes the issue. Sorry for the dust. I swore that looked clean before. Anyways, this is the instructions or the steps I'm going to be taking to download the test version of the kernel, which I can get 6.11 to test. Oops, sorry, I'm just gonna use the mouse. So originally I had both of these, but don't really need both. I just need to install Fedora repos Rawhide. DNF plugins core was already installed, so I don't need to. Oh sorry, I was aiming it, sorry. Don't need this, it was already installed. Just need this, which is the Rawhide repo. Then I need to ensure enable 0 for Rawhide entry. And on this file here is set to enable 0, so that if I forget, if I ever do a DNF, it doesn't install packages from Rawhide. Basically, this means we're just doing it for this one time. It has to be explicitly set. The explicit is this right here where it says enable pro repo Rawhide. I'm going to be upgrading the kernel. This changes the default 4 previous kernels to 3 previous kernels to 4, so we can accommodate this test one without erasing a previous main, released one, a released kernel. And then once we're done testing, to undo, these are the steps to do it, right? This is to remove that very specific version. Of course, we need to adjust this if they change up the different version, if it got updated. Then we can remove the repo again, because we don't need it anymore. And this changes it back to 3 previous kernels. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that here. Okay, let's set this back up. All right, I did test this on another laptop just in case, so hopefully everything works fine. All right, so, oh, by the way, I already did make sure I already got everything updated. Everything looks good. All right, so now we're going to install Rawhide. Here, let me see if I can zoom in. Well, actually, no, it's probably not a good idea. What I can do, so it doesn't go off the screen where you're seeing. So now that I installed the Rawhide repo, I'm going to make sure that this path, Rawhide entry, is, and I think it is, last time I checked. Oh, I need to do sudo cat. I'm going to paste that path. And Rawhide enable 0 is already by default, so that's good. And these are other entries. Debug info is also 0. Rawhide source is also enable 0. So we're good. we're going to do the upgrade of the kernel. Kernel core, modules, modules core. And is this the same version as what's on here? Just want to make sure. It looks like it is. Okay, it is. Rawhide development package for the next Fedora release. I think we do need that, right? Yes. Yes. All right, so that's where it installs the modules, the core. I believe the dev too, maybe? Oh yeah, it would install the dev. All right, looks like this is done. All right, I'm ls/boot. So we can actually look at the boot folder and you can see. So these are my released, previously released, and my currently released. Currently released is 6.9.11, as you can see here. 6.9.10 and 6.9.9, those are the previous ones. And this long string right here is 6.11. Okay. All right. And of course, again, you name R, oops, sorry. Shows what I'm currently booted into. So let's reboot. You get a blurry reflection of me because the screen is non-reflective, which comes in very handy. Am I getting the whole screen now? Oh, I didn't realize it was not fully zoomed in. There you go. Or zoomed out, I mean. Not fully straight either. Let's see if we can adjust it. Oh, it's a weird angle. Okay. Best I can do. Something up with the perspective. Whatever. It bothers me a little bit. Let's see what's going on here. Why is it taking so long? All right, well, I'm gonna pause because it looks like it's gonna time out in like 2-something minutes or so. And I don't wanna have you guys wait, so I will start it back up once I'm back at the desktop. All right. It took a while, by the way, but that's okay. I think it was because I had this plugged in. As soon as I pulled it out, it went by really quick. Oh, and here's the cool thing. Fingerprint reader. Love that. Also, whenever I do sudo command, also fingerprint. Love that. Oh, why did I miss that? Ta-da! Oh, come on. There you go. 611. My Wi-Fi is connected. Okay, as you can see. Okay. I'll do a command line version first, just to see if it goes without issues. I'll even open up system monitor. Let's see if it dies. There's the network. That's the important thing. It didn't die. I'll do it one more time. Oh, sorry, move this more in the middle. It got stuck. Oh, looks like it didn't work. Oh, let me bring that down. I opened up a new tab. Ping Google, it's not responding anymore. Did I? Nope, I still have an IP. That doesn't mean much though. Right now, opening up Firefox. Let's do a graphical speed test. No. Okay. Well, I have heard people were having better luck with 611, but not me. What happens if I turn off Wi-Fi? On the other kernel, it locks up. If you guys remember, it's not responding. Yeah, it's causing everything to just die. All right, well, I tried. I could revert back. This is why I wanted instructions to revert back as well. Just to get myself back into the release kernels. Okay. Where is... Oh. The Wi-Fi's gone. Doesn't even see a network. Now I have a dock connected to it. Let me unplug and plug it back in. That's a known issue. All right. No, it doesn't see my wired NIC either. But it looks like the Wi-Fi got turned off. Oh, no, it did. Okay, cool. So, yeah, there's a known issue with CalDigit TS4. That's what I use for my dock. If you boot with it connected, it doesn't detect the NIC or your third display. I don't have a third display. It doesn't work out anyway. So Looks like Wi-Fi is turned off finally, but it took a while. Let's see if we can turn it back on. No, doesn't look like it's coming on. Okay. So, it did not fix the issue. Weird, because like I said, there are people online who said that this was a fix. It was fixed on 6/11. If I had the web page working, I would show where I got that information from, but that's not gonna do anything right now. All right, so I'm gonna have to undo. Let me reboot, and remember to undo. Let me go back to the. Did it hard lock? No, okay, never mind, because I had that on there. All right, let me. Oh, it's on my flash drive. I gotta plug that in too. I remember to unplug it when I'm done before I reboot. So let me bring that document back. So to undo, we're going to uninstall the kernel that I installed on the packages that is related to it. So we got the kernel, kernel core, kernel modules, modules core, modules extra. Now I could have sworn I also need to remove module dev or devel. Well, let's see if can I do that while I'm on. Oh, first of all, I need to boot into the mainline kernel first. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to reboot. Oh, but I do need to enable the grub boot menu. So let me do that, and then I'll reboot. Some of you guys already have your grub menu or turned on. I don't know why. Mine used to be on, and then it didn't come up when I did the new kernel. So let me boot into the mainline kernel. So if you didn't know, because I'm not going to show because I got to get it working, is that you'll get a boot menu that lets you select a specific kernel. Remember the 3 previous ones? Or in this case, it'll be 4. It's going to be a menu that let me pick one of these, including the rescue one. And if you have Windows on here too, it will show up there. Basically, it's kind of like a boot menu. Oh, and by the way, sorry for my voice. I'm a little downtrodden because I'm kind of feeling under the weather. So if you see I'm not without much energy, that's why. On with the reboot, and I'm gonna try to select this is my previous, well, this is the current release kernel for Fedora 40. Oh, by the way, just to let you know, this is how you unhide. Can you see it? That's the command to unhide the grub menu. And let me see if I can get that. Oops. I waited too long, but did you see it says put your finger to? Yeah, so let me try that again. Place your finger on the fingerprint reader. So I'm gonna do that. Done. All I have to do is just touch it. I just think that's really cool. All right, so I'm gonna reboot, and hopefully the grub will come up, and I will select the right kernel. Hopefully it's fast enough so I don't have to pause. Alright, it was stuck on a black screen, so I had to do a hard shutdown by holding the power button. Here it is. So we were booted into 11. That's, oh, I hate having to zoom in because I got to pick up my thing. So there it is. That's the one, right? The 611 we were using. It was still broken, surprisingly. And I need to go back to this one. So I'm going to boot to this one. And the reason why is because I can then, what do you call? After I boot into that release version, I can remove the Rawhide version, the one that's just testing. That's not released yet. Let me pause this. I had to enter my encryption key for the SSD. But yeah, so I need to boot into not on the kernel that I'm going to remove. That should make sense, right? And fingerprint. Cool. All right, I'm back. Uname are, so we're back to 6911. Okay. So to undo, I already did this so I can see the grab menu. And now we're going to run this to uninstall all these kernels. Fingerprint. Yep, we remove these. These are just the kernels. You see it's the right version. And we're done. And now I don't know, I don't really need to do this, but I don't need the Rawhide unless I'm doing more tests, so I'm not doing any more tests. If I do, I can always redo it. And now I gotta set this back up to limit 3, and I also might as well do an update. There you go. All right. And that's how you basically just, I mean, you know, it's a two-for, right? This video is so I can test, because, you know, there was somebody who said 6.11, the kernel 6.11 fixed the issue. I want to try that out, so I figured I'll take you guys along for the ride with me. I didn't want to mess up my laptop, so I installed Fedora, a brand, you know, like a scratch version of it, from scratch on another laptop, and basically trial and errored my way through this, along with some, and then of course some people, I posted online to see, hey, does this look correct? And somebody started tweaking and adding more. So thanks to you, that person. Hopefully, sorry, I don't have your name right now, but you know who you are, and I want you to thank you, whether or not you see this video or not. And so it's a twofer. One's just to show the behavior. Did the new kernel fix it? Did 6.11 fix it? It doesn't look like it did for me anyways. You guys saw. And well, the second thing is, you know, how do you do such a thing? How do you upgrade to a test kernel whenever you guys ever decide to do it, or at least on Fedora? I don't know if these steps are going to be the same for, or it's going to be similar to a lot of distros, but you got to remember this is a repo specific, so it's going to be different for each distro, I'm sure. I don't know how similar that's going to be, if they have anything like that. or equivalent. But anyways, enable the repo, the Rawhide repo. Make sure enable 0 under the Rawhide entry is there. What that does again is, so if you ever do a standard DNF update and stuff, it doesn't actually update all packages to the Rawhide repo. And this command here sets it out so it saves all 4 previous kernels instead of the standard default 3 to accommodate for the new test kernel, because you don't want to delete. You know, you want to have all 3 previous known working kernels. So if you left it at 3 and then just did the upgrade, you're gonna eventually lose. You're gonna eventually have only 2 previous release. Actually, sorry, no, 1 previous release and 1 current. That's how that works. So in other words, with 3 kernels saved, it will do 2 previous release and 1 current. So I'm sorry, I messed that up. Here, set to 4 as I keep those 3 current released kernels and 1 which is the test one. And after that, that would be upgraded. We'll just reboot, we test, do whatever you need to do. Now to undo, you need to, if yours doesn't, grub menu doesn't come up, you need to unhide it. So this is the command to do that. So when you reboot, you're going to get that boot menu. Okay. Then uninstall the kernel. And as you can see, it was specific. So you have to list the one that you have. Take note of every kernel that gets offered. Okay. All the way up to the FC1 number. Now, there's going to be a dash here, of course. It doesn't show that. But that's the format right here. And there's no x86-64 on there. Okay, so that's how you have to specify the exact package. Then after that's done, you can remove Rawhide, and then you do that command, to go back to the 3 previous kernels, or 2 previous kernel, 1 current. And I think you need to issue an update. I don't remember if you can just do it without that, but I might as well do an update, right? So I'm back and I'm good. All right, so if you learned something, cool, that's great. I hope you did. I'm just fumbling along with this too, so you know, I'm not an expert at Linux. I'm still learning. Been using Windows since 3.1, right? DOS and Windows. So I've been a Windows girl for a long time. Thing is, though, I wanted to go to Linux because, well, Windows is just getting annoying, really. But anyways, that's that. And like I said, under Windows, no problem with this Wi-Fi card, the Qualcomm. So I guess I gotta sit tight and just wait for a kernel release that fixes all the issues. Or I don't know, maybe I should just return it before the return window closes, you know? Go back to the AX210, which, even though it's a Wi-Fi 6E, it's really not that much slower, really. Or, yeah, it's not much slower than Wi-Fi 7. In fact, as I showed you in Windows 7, it was not Wi-Fi 7, this card with my Wi-Fi 7 access point, isn't much faster. They're about the same, maybe a little less. In the same room, it's the same speed. Away from that room, it's not much different. So, yeah, I don't see the benefit of that card. And I have a Wi-Fi 7 access point. Maybe if drivers got better, it'll be faster. Like I said, there was a Windows update, feature update coming up that is supposed to enable 6 gigahertz Wi-Fi for Wi-Fi 7N, and it also enables MLO, which allows for multiple frequencies, banding two frequencies for faster speeds, or bonding two frequencies, I should say. So 5 and 6 gigahertz, even 2.4 gigahertz. But I need my 2.4 gigahertz to be W2A, so I cannot set up a third one for WP3, because that's what's required for Wi-Fi 7. Anyways, this video is going on for too long. I'm just rambling at this point. Thank you for watching. Like if you like, dislike if you dislike, subscribe if you want. All right, bye.